morning, everybody. Off to work again, like every day. Something these auditors, not all, but most auditors don't know anything about. Manual labor, dirty hands, clean money. Nope. All they care about is screaming in people's faces, in front of dispensaries, targets, post offices, acting like unhinged characters, which is kind of weird because, like, let's say, for instance, like Impact Media. When he first started, he just stood there, was kind of courteous and funny at times, gave people compliments, wasn't in people's faces. Then all of a sudden, he took this dark turn where now all of a sudden the people he's rolling with are like pepper spraying people everywhere. His son ended up with a felony charge, I think, for beating up an old man with that other dude, Long Beach Observer, which you notice that he's fell off the map. He's no longer doing anything anymore. So I have no idea what happened to that guy, but yeah, he seemed to be the aggressor in it all. And then they switched teams and they started traveling, and then all of a sudden people started getting pepper spray left and right. So I couldn't support that anymore. I found him entertaining and funny, and sometimes when he first started off, I even said, like, hey, he doesn't scream in people's faces and he's not insulting anybody. And then all of a sudden it took that turn. So I think people get caught up in the glamour and their icy dollar signs, and they lose focus and they go after the money, and it's just strange to me. They even caught a RICO charge. I think they're fighting RICO charges right now as we speak, as like I said, the law enforcement community, or the law enforcement people are going to look at these operations like a RICO operation, because you're literally planning to go out and commit crimes. So as an organization, as a unit. So that is the definition of organized crime. So in my opinion, and that's what's going on here. But I just wanted to take a moment to bring up, I've even wrote a song about it, okay? There's a song in my videos called Fudds in the Feed, and details how all these Second Amendment channels, every single one of them covers the same cases, say the same thing. I hear the stupid little freaking thing about the vampire role, Wilford V. Lopez. Oh, it's drove a stake in the vampire role. Like, they think they're so clever, but all they're doing is they're copying all the other channels, basically becoming mainstream media, basically becoming what they said they hated. And it's funny how that happens, huh? Funny how people become exactly the things they say they hate. You know what I mean? And happened before in my life. You know what I mean? Someone that was in my life before, very significant person, a very significant partner, said they hated this, they hated that, and they became all those things that they said they hated. You know what I mean? And said, oh, I never do this, I never do that, blah, blah. Done it all. So, yeah. It's funny how that happens and how life throws these little curveballs at you, but you just endure it and you keep going, and you work harder, because success is the best revenge, in my opinion. You don't gotta get violent, you don't gotta do this and that, or blah blah blah. You just call them out for their bull crap and you keep your distance. It's about it. And that's the best thing you can do for them, because obviously they're hanging out with the wrong people and getting the wrong encouragement and the wrong influence. But anyways, like the song says, all these channels talk about the same thing. They bring up the same topic, the same cases over and over and over. Dude, there's at least 24 channels, at least, that I know of personally, talking about the Wilford V. Lopez case. Okay, we know they won. We know, like, dude, 2 or 3 channels covering it is good enough. There's so much other things to cover out there, but they're only sticking to what they're told to cover, or they're only sticking to what they think is going to bring them clicks, likes, and views. Okay, so everyone was interested in the Wilford case, so let's piggyback off that. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you notice these Second Amendment organizations who have nothing to do with the case, all they're doing is just covering it on their channel. You'll see people making comments like, thank you so much for your hard work. Oh, yeah. Good morning, counselor. Thank you. Like, what the hell? Who speaks like that? It's either bots or them themselves commenting on their own channels or something. I don't know, but who speaks like that? You know what I mean? And it's not even them involved in the case. Like, CRPA will post well, we won. Wolford v. Lopez, and just the way they word it makes the low information, low IQ people assume and think that they had a part in it. So they're actually getting the credit for winning the case because they know people are stupid and won't look into it, and they just assume that, oh, well, CRPA won. We won. Look, it says we won. Let's give them money. No, they didn't have any part in it. Same thing like with my case. They better not even think about covering my case when I win, talking about we won. No, you had nothing to do with it. And everybody knows. It's well documented. It's well written and well documented in history and in my videos that CRPA, Gun Owners of America, Gun Owners of California, did absolutely nothing to help me when I reached out to them a lot. You know what I mean? Like I really reached out to them. So they know for a fact my case exists. They know it's out there. They know it's going to happen. And they know I'm going to win. But anyways, I'm going to jump on to HRTR News, Home on the Range News. It's the Bad Apple Report every day at 5:28 a.m. on Western Time, Pacific. So check them out. Check out Open Carry Guy 7.0. He is doing great work, and I respect his work and what he does. And I hope to see you guys over there. I'm going to jump on now. It's live, so I got about a minute. All right, peeps. Take care. Remember, there's Fudds in your feed. Check out my song, Fudds in the Feed. I got like maybe, I don't know, 8 songs I've written, you know, myself and put out. But I need to start writing more songs. But as soon as I started working, I just can't put pen to paper as much as I did because, you know, before I had all day. And now, by the time I get home, I'm exhausted from working as hard as I do. So, all right, peeps. Take care. Love you all. Be good people.